the thing that's driving popularity and views on YouTube right now are the tastes and habits of children.
Thank you for acknowledging that, because that's something that most people don't understand. Because you said, for example, like when I see something popular, I don't understand why. And my answer, which has held true throughout the time, and I always say, is kids. It's kids.
Right. And now we have to be careful how we talk about this, because a lot of people just assume because Good Mythical Morning is generally family friendly. We approach and cross some lines, but it's PG-13 at worst.
Yeah.
A lot of people just were like, well, your show's for kids. Well, if you look at the analytics on GMM, the number 1 demo is 18 to 24. The number 2 demo is 25 to 34, and the number 3 demo is the 13 to 17 is the younger crowd. We do have a lot of kids who watch just because of the nature of the show. So, because people will be like, well, you guys are making a kids show. Well, we're not. We're making a show that's accessible to kids, but it's not for kids. That's not the intention.
I mean, Post Malone, for example, he watches every day. God bless his soul.
Right. And
he does, by the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I knew he was a fan, but when he started calling out specific things from episodes, I was like, he really is a fan.
He's told me he watched you guys every morning.
I know. I turned to him when he was on the show in between things, and I was like, man, it is really nice to have somebody on the show that's cool, who likes the show.
That
knows
is
what it is.
No, that I mean,
like that feels good.
Yeah, someone like him, he's a cool person.
Right.
And the episode with him was great.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask you guys about that.
He's great.
But
so,
let's reach that button.
But you see all these things that are working, and you're like, it is the tastes of kids. It's what they want. I have a 9-year-old, and he has a 9-year-old cousin back in North Carolina, and like I saw the stuff that they were bringing up on YouTube when kind of left to their own devices back around Christmas.
What was it? You don't want to say? Can I take a guess?
I think we all know.
Was it Logan Paul?
No, I wouldn't let my kids watch the Pauls.
It wasn't the Pauls. Was it the Gums?
It was something that I don't know. It was something
Rice Gum?
No, it was something that was for 9-year-old. It was totally family friendly, but it was like lots of like lots of yelling, and I'm saying things in a way that so kids will listen to me, and doing things that kids enjoy. And you know what?
Okay, interesting. Sure.
And I don't have anything.
Doing some things that we do on our show,
but doing them in a way that is obviously packaged for very small children to pay attention, kids.
Right.
And I don't have anything against that kind of content, but what I have a problem with is when that kind of content is driving all the dynamics of the platform that I'm trying to make a living on. And for you guys, if you're doing something that is, it's not as broadly accessible. I mean, obviously there are kids who watch, but it's just like it's more adult oriented than the stuff that we do.
Yeah, for sure.
It's stuff that is more likely to be demonetized under certain rules. It's just like I just don't understand I don't know what the solution is, but I think the problem is that everything, so much of what's being driven by these tastes of what kids want, and so therefore you just get things that become unwatchable to adults. And then
devil's advocate here for a second, but doesn't everybody have the power to upload a video? Of course, doesn't everybody have the power to find an audience?
No.
No, because if you make certain discussion,
it's like technically on paper, yes.
On paper.
But it's more complicated.
No, but if you make certain content that is demonetized, then no, you don't have the same power as somebody who doesn't have their videos demonetized.
I would say back in the day, that was true. There was a pure democratic process of like the best rises to the top. But in today's world, YouTube backend is controlled by machines and classifiers and algorithms that the people that work in YouTube probably don't even understand how they work, right? They give them information, and then it's machine learning, right? So they watch a million videos, and then they have all these really complicated algorithms. They show videos to average users, and this one got less clicks, and this one got less watch time. And it's just this huge, unfathomable, no human could understand it, huge working machine. And there's just way more kids on YouTube than there are adults.
And they sit there and they'll watch the same video over and over again.
Yeah.
A lot of videos will kids, the way they listen to music is they'll put one song on and they'll listen to it 40 times in a row, right? That's what children do.
Yeah.
Adults don't do that. Normal adults don't do that. Well-adjusted adults don't do
Interesting.
that.
So you're saying
Was that a shot at me? Because I don't do that.
No. And so I'm saying that I have observed children watching YouTube videos, and they get into
Which, by the way,
loops.
we do not recommend. Don't watch kids watch YouTube.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
go
That's
ahead.
like a whole layer away.
They
Like
get-
the video's bad enough.
Right.
they get into loops, so they'll click on the next
is
flashy
your- is
video,
your-
and they'll watch the same thing over and over
Is your
again.
theory that there's people rewatching videos and it's fudging the numbers?
Well, I think definitely that's part of it.
Yeah.
Well, how else do you get the shit that really blows my mind is like these toy channel reviews, and we talked about how there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
viral videos anymore. These have like 100 million freaking views.
Repeat
dude.
views is a huge. I don't know what percentage, but I remember the way we thought about. We had these. We were talking about the other day. We had this Baby Einstein was this thing that was. It's probably still
So
around.
it was a DVD. I mean, I had VHS copies that were given to us when Lily was a baby. She's 14 now.
Yeah, so we would put the kids down in front of this. It was just this DVD where kids would be playing with stuff and
It was footage of hands playing with
Hands
toddler
playing
toys,
with toys.
with classical music.
because it was called Baby Einstein, we
Wait, this
thought it
is
was
on-
making our kids smarter.
It's a DVD series.
Okay, this shit trips me out. How does YouTube or the DVD people, whoever, how do they decide that this person with hands or this person playing with Spider-Man and Elsa or whatever is better? Like what subtle weird shit that I don't understand. Are these like masterminds, like evil geniuses who play with the Barbie doll the right way that end up getting 100 million views? Then there's
Well,
10,000
I don't
people trying to
underst-
do the same thing.
I don't know
and
who
not getting
figured it out
views.
to begin with, but I do know that they took the same principle. And listen, I would take a DVD and we'd be on vacation. I might have just brought one, right? Well, I
They
could put
didn't
that
care.
thing on and my kids would watch it 5 times in a row. And I feel horrible as a parent for having let my kids
Yeah.
watch that much screen time at that time. But sometimes when you have
got to.
kids, that's just the only way you can
need to
escape.
pacify 'em, yeah.
And but
Sometimes they eat their own feces.
right.
And you
But
find a way
that's
to
the
justify it.
principle that's operating. The same
right.
principle that's operating in those 100
That we're
million
hitting that
views.
reset button.
Sorry.
That's where those 100 million views are coming from.
Yeah.
And I think it's, in one sense, it's a good thing. But if it's shaping everything else and it's influencing everything else, and listen, I don't have any answers. I don't know what the answer
So
is.